Hello out there, hope y'all are having a wonderful night. We are here to do some spooky Animal Crossing. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Halloween. It's wrapping up, it's getting pretty close to the end of it here for me. So we are just here to pass out some candy, do some small little Animal Crossing things, and just chill out and have a good time. But I hope that y'all enjoyed your Halloween as much as I have enjoyed mine. It has been a very wonderful one. Hello. KK Dirge is up pretty loud in here. I think we'll go ahead and change songs. So next time we come up here, it will not be Halloween. Let's go with something a little more thoughtful. Maybe KK song? Yeah. We'll do that. So we have to change into something. I don't really have Halloween stuff, is the problem. I didn't plan for this. But we might be able to pull something off. We might be able to pull a costume of some sort out of here. Let's see. Maybe. Do I have a geisha wig. Let's go with geisha. Because I have quite a few of these. What's my favorite one though? I guess we'll wear this one. Actually, that one's pretty. It's got stars on it. You know what? I think ancient belted robe. Let's do this one. And we'll change our hair. Gotta take off the mustache for the night. And the eyebrows. No glasses. We'll keep it very simple. Let's do a color change. No blue tonight. We're gonna go with white skin to get the full kabuki look. And then we'll do black hair. No eyebrows. Ooh, yes. Actually, you know, maybe blue eyebrows work. Maybe they work. Or you know what? We gotta make the red in our sandals and the pink in our hair match. So let's make our eyebrows like a pinkish color, maybe? I wish I could give like, I could put on lipstick. Something like that. Would be nice. Let's do that. Just a quick color swap. Oh. There we go. Looking good. Kind of feel like changing the robe now though. I don't think the robe's fitting. Because the only ones I had were like pink sandals or red or whatever. So let's do that red robe with the stars instead. Oh, yes. Okay, we got our candy. I think I have a whole bunch of stuff in my pockets, though, actually. Let me go deal with that. Oh, yeah, I have a lot of stuff. Yikes. Okay. Lots of star bits. I forgot that, man, I haven't played in days. Been a minute. Alright, we're gonna put all the usual stuff away. What is this? Oh, a spooky garland. Okay. Alright, first I need to mail a little bit of candy out. I said I would mail some out to Cheyenne. Let's take some of this away. Alright, she's gonna get this candy. This is gonna stay with me, and then we'll just start filling up the inventory with our gifts. Let's check our mail to start. Per usual, outfit and mail. The easiest dailies. Ooh, oh, I need an umbrella. Or a parasol to complete the look. 100%. What am I thinking? Definitely. Okay, which one do I have? Blue dot. Yeah, that's going away. We want our good one, the exquisite. The fanciest one we got. Let's put that as a favorite. We can take out... what, the axe? We'll take out the axe. It's the least used. For sure. Okay. Now we are look complete. Ready to roam the town. It's prime trick-or-treating time. We're on West Coast time right now. Oh! Haley and BGS sent us some goodies. Thank y'all very much. Ooh. Appreciate the goods, as always. BGS has been so helpful. Okay. I don't know what this blueberry gift is. Let's see what that one is first. Flashy cardigan. We'll just get rid of that. Alright, so these are from Haley. Oh, two of these. Which ones are they? Oh, I think I have those. Yeah, I have those. Hey, Red Dinosaur. Thank you so much for the sub. How you doing?
Purple heart.
Thank you. Happy Halloween. I hope you're chilling out there, having a good night. We are in our finest geisha outfit for the night. I don't have an actual costume on, though. I don't really have any Halloween anything. So, it wasn't really possible for me. But I do appreciate the sub and hope you are chilling. Having a wonderful time. Ooh, this game audio is up pretty loud. Let me bring that down some. Alright, we got a study chair and we got a blue ring. Let's go ahead and mark these off the list. Oh my god, we are 50 and below on the wish list. So good. Alright, blue ring is out. Study chair in yellow. That is out. So we're at 48. Cool. Alright, that stuff's gonna get sold as well. What time is it? Oh man. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. So the shop's only open for like another... what, 45 minutes? You and the kids had a little Halloween party. Nice. Ooh, 4-year-old decided to spend the night with grandma. Cool. Well, I'm glad you get to chill out and snuggle and hang out and watch for a little bit. And hopefully drift off into a peaceful slumber. I'm glad to have you here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the sub. I always appreciate the company. Francine's looking like a cutie little goth in her black shirt and black bow. Yeah, girl, here's some candy. What you gonna give me? Alright, we gotta go give this, we gotta mail this tin candy out. We're gonna mail it in just a few. Let's see. Happy Halloween, Mama. What'd you give me? Halloween's like Christmas in Animal Crossing. You get all kinds of gifts. I love the little music. Everyone's all dressed up. It's just so cute. Hey, boys. Time to sell. They work every day, even Halloween. Poor things. Hey, hey. Hey, Haley. How you doing? Thank you for the sweaters, by the way. Appreciate those. They are cute. I think I already had those colors, but I do appreciate it. I should gift them to somebody, but don't use social media as much anymore. Right? Yeah. Sometimes isolation is the best policy. I like no, what's the word? No engagement policy when it comes to that stuff. I'm so ready. I've been fatigued with it for like years now, it feels like. Probably has been years. Used to be in here every night. Hey, you can only do it when you can only do it, you know? It is no worry. I appreciate you being here any night you can be. But never want you to feel like you have to be. Alright. Town name is... Where was it? Zulani. Oh. Candies. You're welcome. I hope 10 is enough. I can send any leftover. Hey Alex, happy Halloween. Enjoy those candies. If I have more, I'll send you more at the end of the night. If I have like a good chunk left over. I probably will. I don't think I'll need all of this candy. No Zelda? It's been a rough stream week. Last night I was having major audio issues and I was just like not on top of the stream when I did Among Us, so it was kind of a disaster. You love my costume? Thank you. We're going for Geisha. I think she's looking pretty good. Full on look and all. I love the like color that it is outside in the game right now. It's like a purplish color. Hey, no worries, Haley. I just started like 20 minutes ago. So my husband stayed up pretty late again tonight. So we were just chilling, watching some stuff on the couch. Is this actually Jack? It is Jack. Trick or treat. The reigning star of Halloween. What a thrill. I fit the bill, yes. That is JJ, yeah. You're wearing the witch costume? I didn't really want to go with like the full-on Halloween clothing. I thought I'd wear like I had a bunch of robes and I knew I still had my geisha wig. And since you can do like the full white cake makeup for the full kabuki effect, it's like why not? Why not go full on geisha? Wait, how much candy does he want? Wait, what's gonna happen to all my candy? Hopefully it was just one piece. Lollipops, okay. I hope I didn't give him all my candy. I mean, I split it up, but... I don't know. Oh, that's a bummer, Haley. He's not back yet? Oh my god. The haunt reaction hooked me up. It'll be a scream. Ooh. We waited until Halloween. Okay. Alright, he only took one candy. Huh. You technically just dress like yourself. Yeah. And doing the spooky stuff in person, it's a lot for me. I'm not someone who puts a lot of energy into my physical appearance. So we will we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see if I don't even have anything that's like even remotely like a Halloween costume here. I think one year my husband made me wear an elf onesie pajama, and he had like a Santa onesie pajama, and he made me take a picture for social media with that. But that was like 2 years ago, and I don't even know if those pictures exist anymore. Hopefully they don't. I'm not a big dresser upper, nah. Nah. I mean, I wear t-shirts and like a pair of like, well, they're not really slacks. They're like work khakis, you know, when I go out. And honestly, they're a little bit tight these days because I've been so bad staying at home and being very sedentary since I haven't been working. You most likely have to time travel to do the event. That's a bummer. Alright, he wants more candy, so we'll see if he gives me... Oh, I guess I should be split. I should start splitting the candy up, huh? Should probably split it up. He's so greedy. Jack's face. Okay, so candy gets you the clothes. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, he's so cute. Hey, alternative, happy Halloween. Look at Rolled. I want that shirt. You forgot this. Oh my god, it's so cute. He's like a little fancy devil. Here, take some candy, pal. Oh my god. Agent S is going for the little goth girl look. Her and Blue Bear are little goth girls. Flex those fingers and get ready to grab a lollipop. Hook me up. Yeah, I just got the, I just got both of the emotions. I think Haunt is better than Scare. Personally. So cute. How you doing, Takato? Happy Halloween. Le treat, please. Yes, girl, have some candy. Candy for me. I only have one thing of candy. Reese's Sticks. It's my husband's preferred thing to get me from the gas station. Wait, what did she give me? A spooky rug? Alright, let's keep everything semi-organized. We'll put the lollipops down here, and we'll just start amassing our Halloween goodies. Alright, Boris, what you got for me? Trick or treat, kiddo. If you don't want to get tricked, you better start handing over your sweets. Kind of upset you went into Rold's house and saw a red rose place he didn't even fit, because it's not blue. Well, you know. You can. I think you could probably give him a blue rose, right? And it might replace it. So you give each villager the candy, and they give you a lollipop, and then you take the lollipops to Jack, and then Jack gives you like the high item Halloween stuff, like I think the carriage and maybe something else. I hear a present. I still don't have all of the DIYs. I never got the spooky garland DIY. For sure. Where did it go? I hear it. I didn't get another DIY, I'm pretty sure. Oh, there it is. Boom. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too concerned about it, you know? It is what it is. I'll find them eventually, or not. I would like to have the spooky garland DIY, but I'm not gonna sweat it. November did come quick. October did feel pretty fast, honestly. Not that I was doing much during this month. I've decided if probably gonna rejoin a gym, because gyms are opening back up here, but I think I want to join like a 24-hour gym, so that way. Is that like, when does that start, Haley? When does that start? Yeah, I'm gonna rejoin a gym, but I think what I'm gonna start doing is going like late at night. It's Planet Fitness used to be 24 hours, but they haven't been since COVID. So I'd have to join like an Anytime Fitness or something. Because I need to start doing some cardio again. My pre-COVID clothing is no longer fitting. It's official. It's so official. So I gotta get on it, I guess. I've been pretty... It's been a pretty sloppy year for me diet-wise. So, and exercise-wise, I haven't done anything, like the whole year. And it's now November, so. Gold's is 24. See, the closest one to me, like, everything else is like at least 10 to 15 minutes away. But there's an Anytime Fitness, like, 5 minutes away. It's not really my first choice, but I'm gonna see what like their plans are. I got a gym membership a few months ago. Been trying to go every other day, at least 20 minutes. Yeah, I try to do like 45 minutes to an hour on treadmill, and then just like 20 or 30 minutes of like lightweight stuff. Like arms and some crunches, you know, not much. I don't really do too much. Honestly, I just want to get cardio so I can like not have to worry about my diet so much, you know? Why not do some biking and walking? Biking around in this city is really unsafe. There's just not a lot of bike lanes, and it's not It's not really a safe proposition around here. It's just, yeah, trick or heat. Walking, I could do walking, but walking just feels so inefficient. I'm kind of would like it to be a little more like an efficient use of my time rather than like, because the amount of amount of walking I'd have to do to actually like lose weight would be pretty extreme. Yeah, so I would do stairs. Oh, time changes tonight? Yeah, I would do like maybe 15 minutes of stairs, 30 to 45 minutes of like 5 to 6 mile per hour jogging on the treadmill. I like doing it in a gym too because it's temperature controlled. And I can't really do jogging out in the extreme cold or extreme heat. The stairs are tough. How you doing, Kinky? They might not do 24. I joined Planet Fitness. God, I guess it was like early 2019. Yeah, it was like March of 2019. And the 12-year commitment expired in March of this year, and I kept it through like, well, they shut it down. They shut down the gyms here in March, and they just reopened it. Maybe like last month, but I had canceled my membership in that like time between March and last month, so I wouldn't continue to get charged once they reopened them, because I wasn't sure how safe I would feel. But if I do like an Anytime Fitness and it's open 24 hours, what I might start doing, this sounds crazy, sounds completely nuts, I might try to like start the stream a bit earlier and end maybe around 12:30, so that I could get up there by like 12:40 and then jog and do light stuff from like 12:40 to 2, and then just come home and go to bed. But I don't know. I might have to like, because I might be too amped up after a workout to actually fall asleep. Time change is, I can't believe the time change is already tonight. That's so crazy. Anyway, I guess the only other time I feel like maybe I could do it where a lot of people aren't really there would be maybe like 10 to 11 p.m., but then I'd have to like reconfigure my streaming a little bit, because I'd be streaming like probably in the prime time where people wouldn't really be there, you know? Where are the other babies at? Where is Sherb? Where is Lucky? Oh, Lucky's home. Lucky's not even out. How could Lucky not go out? He's a homebody like me. So insanely out of shape. Me too. I feel like within a month of doing some cardio though, I'd feel pretty back into the swing of it. It's that first month that's really rough, because it's like your body's adjusting, there's lots of soreness, there's a lot of difficulty just like, but I'm like mentally approaching that point. I'm mentally approaching that point where I want to do the work to lose the weight, and I feel like that's, for me, like the biggest part of the battle is like getting to that mental space where I want to do it, and I'm feeling like I want to do it. But it's like November, so I won't be able to like just jog or walk or run outside, because I'm just not into jogging in freezing temps, you know? Were you being... I wasn't charged after COVID. They were pretty good about it, honestly. They stopped charging basically the moment the shutdown occurred in the state. Does he not want candy? Lucky. Come on. He's not gonna... He's wearing his little mummy robe, though. Yeah, so it is hard to cancel at Planet Fitness. What you're supposed to do is type up a cancellation letter and mail it via certified mail, so that the post office has record that the letter was delivered. So you mail it to your gym that you joined, via certified mail. So it costs like a couple bucks to mail it via certified mail, and then you want to like call them to ensure that they received it, and in your letter you want to write that you'd like a written response saying that they received it and have canceled your membership, so you have proof of cancellation. So yeah, they make it difficult for sure. But that's like a gym thing. Gyms, that's why some gyms are like a scam. But Planet Fitness is definitely like notorious for that because it's so cheap, you know? Yes. I never got any hidden fees at Planet Fitness. They were pretty upfront about like the starting fees, you know? Like the sign-up fees, the enrollment fees, and the annual fee. So I was never hit with anything random like that. They charged me basically when I signed the year contract. And in the year contract, it did say that that was the only applicable fees for that term. And then the year contract literally ended the month that COVID started. So I was never charged an additional annual fee in March. So I kind of like got a little lucky because if it had happened like, if the shutdown had happened 2 weeks later, I would have been hit with an extra, whatever, $80 in charges. You know, for the annual fee and the next month's fee, and all that. But they didn't charge me any of that. But they probably were going to the moment that like they were resuming charges, which is why I was pretty gung-ho about just canceling it. Started watching season 6 of Schitt's Creek. Year 11. It is really funny. It's such a good show. We don't have Netflix, so we can't watch seasons 1 and 2, which is a bummer, but we have seasons 3 through 6, like on Apple. My husband isn't really able to do physical exercise in that way, because he, when he was younger, he had like a car accident where he had like major reconstructive surgery in some of his joints, like his ankles and his shoulders. So he's not really able to do that kind of stuff because it would probably damage him in a way that's pretty severe. So he's not really capable of doing that kind of stuff. So it would just be for me. Yeah, I mean, he's, you know, he deals with it really well. And I don't judge him for not wanting to do any of that stuff. He doesn't judge me for any of the stuff I do, so we're a very low maintenance couple, pretty much, you know. Okay, good. They gave me 2 DIYs. Yeah, fortunately we're not weird in that way. Like, my feelings aren't hurt that he can't join me, and he's pretty understanding about me devoting that time to that activity once I start doing it, you know. Some people get really like sad or feel a little different or rejected if like their partner stops spending as much time with them, or, you know, starts doing activities outside of the pairing or relationship, but we're not really like that. Wait, where did I put these here? I must have put those there. Hedgie's party would have been awesome maybe next year. Yeah, I thought about lining something up, but I just couldn't think of anything that would even compare, honestly. I don't know. The only thing I could think was to like redo her digging game. That's not really like, you know, it's the same thing. I would just basically be biting her idea. Maybe we'll do something for Christmas though if she's not around. Do a holiday thing. A spooky rug. Boris is so aggressive. I know, but so cute. Look, he's in his little witchy dress. He's feeling his oats right now. Halloween's the one time a year he gets to just let it all hang out, you know? I'm just gonna keep giving... Oh, Agent S doesn't want any more candy? I'm getting a bit creeped out. Oh. Tom and Isabel dressed up. Are they in their witch hats? Here, we're gonna change this to Dirge, of course. Man, they're really like... I guess I can go talk to Jack. I've gotten how many lollipops? 3 lollipops. It's pretty good. Maybe he'll give me the carriage. There you are. So who do we think's under that? Is Jack a human? Is Jack a ghost? What is Jack? Is he a demon? He could be a demon. He's an empty void. He's just a black hole, a void. Man, he just chomped that lollipop. It's like the owl from the old Tootsie Pop commercials. How many licks does it take? Spooky carriage, we got it. I got more lollipops for you. Mm-hmm. Happy Halloween. Oh my god. Just eat it already. Yep, he just shoves it into his mouth and it just ceases to be. Goes into the void. Oh. So I guess he's gonna hook me up with everything I happen to not get yet. That's nice. I feel like that's the way these events should be, right? Should be falling around. He should. It looks way heavier than the King Tut mask. Alright, I got one more lollipop for you, pal. I kind of feel like I should make my glass pane for the gas station maybe different. Put some like sale signs on it or something. Maybe like a poster for like a drink. Could do like a little coffee cup poster. Or I could do, I don't know, some kind of sticker. Like a decal vinyl sticker or something on there. I think that would be cute. Oh yeah, he's hooking me up. Alright, so we just need more lollipops. I never got the spooky wand, apparently. Or I wonder if that one was meant to only be received on Halloween. Probably. Rolled, come here. Oh my god, I think Rold's my fave. Look how cute he is. Should I tell, what are they gonna do if I tell them the trick? Pumpkins? Okay, you're not my favorite anymore. Nobody wants pumpkins, dude. What's up with that? I mean, his... Oh, I hear a present. His little outfit definitely is the cutest. I want that shirt. Whatever it is. Come this way. Here we go. Patience. Is it gonna be trash? It's probably trash. Yep, it's trash. Alright, so this is getting sold. This is gonna get sold. Let's move our candy up here. These weeds are gonna get sold. How many spooky? I only have 2 spooky rugs. Let's keep those together. So we're just gonna roam freely, I guess, for a little while here. Nobody's up there. Oh. That's pretty much the whole event, yeah. That's pretty much it. They keep it very simple in Animal Crossing Land. Give thing, receive reward. At least we don't have to shoot down eggs. I wonder what they're gonna do with Franklin. Are they gonna make him get, like, eaten again? Julian. But yeah, we got the emotions. We got the reactions. Yeah, the utensils. We got the reactions. We got the carriage and the carriage DIY. I think we got the garland DIY. Right? I'll have to check. Nobody's wearing any witch hats, though. They're all wearing horns. Okay, I did get the garland. So I think... How did I not have the table setting? Here, we'll exit out and go back in so they're all grouped. Hey, Waffle. How you doing? Happy Halloween, by the way. 1, 2, 7, 12. We have 14. I'm gonna look up the list of Halloween DIYs. Somebody posted it in Discord, I think. Could probably go back and find it there. It's probably the easiest place. Thank you to y'all for doing that. It's so helpful and convenient. Let's see, Animal Crossing. If you open your game tomorrow, you're gonna get tricked. You might, I don't know. So we got 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay, I got them all now. That was it. So yeah, I already got the ones I'm missing. So that really didn't take very much at all. And I got Jack's clothing. And I got the pumpkin carriage and the DIY. So yeah. That's pretty much it for Halloween. So that went by pretty fast, honestly. But I had like, I think I had like 9 of the, 9 or 10 of the recipes. Is she wearing a costume right now? I saw a lot of streamers wearing costumes today, honestly. There were quite a few that I like watch here and there that were dressed up. I guess maybe I should get into the spirit a little more, but... Oh, she's straight up Blue Bear. Nice. Oh my god, that is pretty funny. It's legit. She's having some ear troubles, though. It's cute, though. It's well done. Well done face paint. So cute. That is precious. Alright, bud. Have another piece of candy. I guess I could get more like spooky rugs or something. We did get the wallpaper and the... Okay, he's giving me crap now. So I think we've exhausted everything. He's not gonna give me anything good for candy, so looks like I have lots of candy left over. So you only need about 15 pieces of candy, it seems. And that should get you everything. How far are you in Chrono Cross? You know, I did it the other night, and I didn't really progress the story at all. I maybe did like 1 or 2 story-driven battles, but I did a lot of character collecting. So I'm still about a third of the way through. I really didn't accomplish much last stream. Oh, he's giving me another pumpkin head. Okay, so yeah, he's exhausted. We don't need to give him any more lollipops. I wish I could get more rugs, though. 2 rugs. I feel like I need at least 4. So what you can do if you didn't get enough candy, if you just walk around your island with no candy in your pockets, the villagers will give you a couple pieces of candy at a time. And then you can just pass that out to them. Because I did that earlier today. I just hopped on to like check in. And I didn't have any candy on me. And then I think it was like Sherb ran up to me and gave me a couple pieces right there. Oh, they're about to close. They're playing the closing music. It's so sad. I don't really need 2 jack faces, do I? I thought the animals dressed up in them. Can I give them to the animals? I guess I probably could. Ugh. The closing music is so good. They kick you out? That's true. They will kick you out. So they won't kick you out if you're in a menu screen. Or if you're like engaged in a window. I don't think they will, but the moment you exit out of it, they'll kick you out. Sometimes you just want to come in here and listen to the music. It's so good. Just like retail, yeah. So nice. Just enjoy the vibe for a minute. We'll buy this skeleton. They're hating my guts right now, though. They're like, you walked in here 5 minutes to close, darting death eyes over at me. I get it. So good. Oh. I could just sit in here. But I won't. I won't be that customer. I refuse. After years in retail, I won't do it. I won't be the first customer of the day, and I won't be the last customer of the day. No way. Right? Yeah, it's not a great feeling. Truly not great. If you work in retail, it's just like a eye-rolling moment. You just gotta like grin and bear. I guess we'll get a few more lollipops. Maybe we can get some more rugs. More pumpkins. What does your worst do? What do you mean? Le treat, please. Oh, if you pick do your worst. Oh. I don't know. We'll pick that next. Okay, they're literally giving me crap. Yeah, those people that don't take the hint. Where you're like, yeah, we're closing up. Oh, huh. And then they just, yeah, they prattle on. Okay, he actually gave me a lollipop. I really want that shirt. I don't know what that shirt is, but I really want it. Some people, yeah. I know that a lot of customers who come in at the last minute aren't aware of what they're doing. That's why I try not to be super upset about it, but when it happens over and over, you just lose the empathy or the ability to see past how annoying it is. Especially if it's the kind of business where it happens to you every night. That's why restaurants were the worst. Alright, we'll just do 2 more pieces of candy. And then I'll see if one of them wants to get tricked. Okay. Oh, they're not giving me the option for a trick. Yeah, that used to happen all the time at the store. Okay, I got another spooky floor. They'd see us walking in and then they'd come up to the door and start knocking on it. Like, we're not open. Read the sign. Le trick for me. Seriously? A terrible curse must now befall you. Here comes le prank. What? It's just Halloween makeup. Damn. Oh, they even give you a mirror. Oh, I've done that, yeah. I've definitely, like, if I see someone approaching the door, like, after I walk in, I just walk to the back and go somewhere they can't see me. Like, I'm sorry. The first thing I have to do when I get here is count money, and no one can be in the store when money's being counted. Period. So, you're gonna have to at least wait 10 minutes while I set up the drawers. So, they actually, I mean, that's a pretty cool, sweet little curse there. I'm purple now. Yeah, I've definitely done that run to the back. Let's see my face. I'd like to keep it on, please. Yeah, I think I'll keep it on. Now I'm a spooky geisha with cutie paints. Oh, it won't let me zoom in anymore. We got bats, we got jack-o'-lanterns. It's officially late at night. Alright, I don't need any more of this candy. We just got a bunch of junk. Some pumpkins. We're gonna sell these pumpkins and move on. So long, pumpkins and wooden mirror. I probably don't need... I guess I can leave a Jack's robe and face for anyone who didn't get it. I don't know. Actually, I don't need either of these because I think Junior might have given me these. But if anyone played during Halloween, they're gonna get this stuff. I guess I could mail it. Does anybody want this right away without having to do the work? I'll mail it to you. Just say something in chat. You've been talking with them a little. That's nice. I mean, those are very gay-friendly shows, so it doesn't surprise me that a lot of, like, LGBTQIA plus people enjoy them in a similar capacity. Alright, I'm gonna give the rest of this candy to Cheyenne, who requested in Discord. So, here it comes. More candy. We don't need it. 15 more pieces coming up. So if you didn't do much of the, where is it? There you are. If you didn't do much of the like DIY gathering, this should give you 25 pieces of candy. Should get you a pretty good amount of stuff. So I hope you enjoy it, Red. More candies. I feel like LGBTQIA streamers are pretty much the most friendly streamers, and really like the most friendly communities on Twitch. Not just that the streamers themselves are friendly, but the people who hang out in those channels are also like maybe even more friendly than the streamers, you know? It's just nice. It's just some of the most like low-key, relaxing places to spend time on Twitch, you know? I mean, and there's like, you know, I'll watch different streams for different reasons, but I have found that in general, a lot of LGBTQIA streams are way more calm and relaxing. They're also not like totally unwilling to discuss more sensitive topics or like completely shy away from them, you know? Like maybe not talk the entire stream about them, but they will like allow people to vent, or, you know, it's not a completely like no politics zone, which, I mean, you know, we can only take so much politics, of course, but you can't just willfully ignore everything, you know? Though it is tempting, especially these days. Alright, how much space do I actually have? I'm just glad we're like a week away. We're a week away, y'all. Honestly, I kind of feel like, I mean, I don't want to spend the rest of my Halloween stream breaking down all the Halloween stuff. The no smoking is going great, yeah. I'm now officially over 2 months. I did one of those take-home tests and it was totally negative. So we are good. We're good. The only thing, I just need to keep it going more long-term in case, like, I want to apply for a job that might do, like, a hair test. Which that's, like, I don't know. That's, not out of the question, but it's definitely a little bit more of a, I'd have to like probably shave my head before the interview, and because that's more for like major long-term use, you know, like urine tests are, yeah, it's secondhand. I mean, but I'm not like, I'm in the same room, but it's not like I'm breathing it in. I mean, I'm still testing negative, so I don't think I think people are more worried about secondhand smoke than they actually need to be. It's not like I'm getting buzzed from it in any way, you know. Casinos or government jobs. My brother has a like sales delivery route, and I guess since he drives like a company truck, I think they did that upon hire. I don't know if they do it regularly. But yeah, some places do. I think if you're like using expensive company property, they're at least going to do that upon hire. Now, I don't know about like a regular occurrence type thing, but there are still quite a few places that will do the bare minimum at hiring, at least. Alright, so I have an extra spooky floor, robe, and face. Yeah, I don't have any trouble with really anything else, you know? I've always just been a stoner. So nothing else has ever really been an issue for me. Oh, I meant to I don't want this purple anymore. But yeah, the hair tests will catch like a multitude of things. It's definitely the most intensive kind of drug screening that's offered. Which, you know, I get it. I get why companies would want to do that. Oh, it's not going to take these off. I get why they would do it if you're going to be like driving around their trucks, you know. That makes sense to me. So I don't begrudge any company doing that for that purpose, but I do think that like pot is a little unfairly maligned in that it's not something that's gonna, if you're not doing it at work and you're not doing it like every day, then it's not something that is gonna really affect your performance at work for many jobs. Now, maybe if you're doing like, I don't know, number crunching, or you have like a job that requires some intense memory, like, you know, a medical job where you kind of have to be very precise and careful and people's lives are in your hands, like literal lives, then I get it, of course, right? But like, I feel like in general, pot gets a little unfairly maligned for drug screenings, and it doesn't need to be. But of course, my opinion's a little biased as someone who has smoked for many years, you know? So I get why people feel differently. And I don't disagree with anyone who feels differently about it, you know? Everyone's certainly entitled to feel differently than that. I just don't think it's a big deal that should, like, disqualify someone from employment at many, many jobs. Your husband and you are house hunting currently? Do you live in a 2-bedroom? He's applying for a security job, doing surveillance. Uncle mentioned they test. Your husband only drinks beer at home. He'd be fine. Yeah, that'd be fine. See, and I can see why, like, maybe a security guard they might test, because you have to be vigilant. And if you're smoking pot, you're maybe not the most vigilant. You might be a little more sedate. You might not be as alert. So, you know, some jobs it actually makes a lot of sense. Sorry, Julian, I don't have any candy, pal. Trick or treat. Oh my god, they're gonna keep approaching me. And I don't have any. I just don't have any. Don't judge me. I just think, like, if you're gonna screen people for drugs, maybe screen them for, like, cocaine. Or something that might make you a little more mentally unstable or erratic. I don't know. I've never done that, so honestly I don't know what it does to you internally. All I know is I've been around people who've done it and they are crazy. They're fucking crazy. Right, yeah. My lack of candy seems like punishment enough. Oh, she's not giving me any candy. Damn. Are you looking to buy a house? I mean, maybe in the future. Right now, we certainly don't have the money or ability to do so. So, that's a down the road plan. If I can find a job that will help me do that, then yes. But if I have to settle for something that's just another shitty wage job, then, you know, I am where I am. I do what I do. I'm not gonna sweat it too much, because sometimes it feels like, I don't know, maybe this is a little self-defeatist, but doesn't it sometimes feels like in America, if you're not, like, in the right social circle, or you're just in a rut or a circle, like a social circle that's not, that where you can't find those opportunities, then they just never come to you, right? So it's kind of like you just do what you can do. So I try to just not like, I try not to put that kind of pressure on myself, you know? I try not to like plan ahead to hypothetical futures that may not ever materialize. Hey Mayhem, how you doing, mermaid? Happy Halloween. We are wandering. We already did all our candy shenanigans. So we're pretty much done with the Halloween stuff in the game. These babies are so hungry for candy though. No candy. That's just no fun on a normal day, but it's super bad on Halloween. Now they're judging me. Blue bear. Yeah, now they won't give me any candy. Oh my god, they're all over me. Look at them. Every one of them is judging me right now. Yeah, I don't even know if I'd qualify for a mortgage at this point, honestly. I have no clue. I've never applied for one. And, well, right now I wouldn't because I don't have a source of income, but... Even if I had, like, a basic... Like, in my last job, you know, $13.25 an hour plus tips, I don't know if that would qualify me for a mortgage. I mean, of course, my husband would be on it, too, so... It probably, maybe with both of us, it probably would happen, but... I don't know. Have you guys looked into USDA loans? They do 0 down, just have to have closing costs and taxes for that year. We haven't. No, we haven't looked into those. But I should. Because I know basically apartment rent's more expensive than a mortgage, at least in like, maybe not in the city of Charlotte, because the city's a little more pricey, but definitely in like the surrounding regions, it probably wouldn't be as bad. Oh god, a 4-bedroom house in Charlotte proper? Jeez. In Charlotte proper, a 4-bedroom house would probably be between probably 300 to 400,000, so way out the window. But in the suburbs, a 3 to 4 bedroom, depending on the area, would be anywhere from 180 to like 300. Like my mom's house out in the suburbs here, she bought it in the mid-early 80s, and it was $65,000 back in like 1982, and now that same house is valued over 200,000. So the housing market's just so ridiculously inflated, and Charlotte's has one of the worst like rising like housing costs in Charlotte have gone through the roof in like the past 20 years, especially since like 2000. Like they've just skyrocketed to absurd degrees. Like no one working a retail job in Charlotte can really afford a house in Charlotte. Period. And a lot of the apartments in this city are like we have a 1-bedroom, it's $1,000, and it's like the most affordable housing in this region of the city. If you go to a different part of the city, you'd have to pay like $1,400 for a 2-bedroom, maybe in some places like closer to the city over $2,000 for a 2-bedroom. It's just crazy. Hunting for a 4-bedroom, they're like 75 to 120. Damn. Yeah, Charlotte's really bad with that kind of stuff. It is like, it's beyond a lot of people's reach here. Unless you're like, because Charlotte is a banking city, so we've got like bank headquarters. You know, there's a lot of like real estate people who live here, bankers, just like corporate types. So it's just that kind of city. Moves to Canada. You're Canadian. He said happy Halloween to Rockham. He said it back, and I asked him what his Halloween costume's going to be, and he said nothing. It's my day off. That's right. He dresses up all the time. There's no need to do it on Halloween, because people aren't really going to bars for drag performances, you know. They're going for other people's costumes, and they're going to house parties. So I could see why a lot of drag queens would probably not do a lot on Halloween. Oh no, yeah. I know that we could afford a mortgage, but would we qualify for a mortgage? Would they approve us for a mortgage? I know we could afford it, but I don't think that we'd qualify unless we went through a ton of hoops. That's kind of like, that's kind of the system, you know? They get you paying twice as much for an apartment as you would for a mortgage, and you can never get out of the apartment cycle. That's what they do. Oh my god, I don't have candy. They are bugging me to death. Okay, I don't know if these flowers are ever going to fill back in. Let's see. Because I gave some of these to Hedgie. Maybe I should water them. We'll water the ones we need. So we need 2 of these to be watered. We need these to be watered. How can I water just these but not the others? Exactly, Red. Exactly. That's exactly, yeah. We have 3 days. I know, we've only been talking about it basically since I started streaming. Like 3 days. Though I think it's probably going to take them some serious time to count. I don't think it's going to be quite so cut and dry. And plus there's going to be, when I say there's going to be litigation, y'all, you know it's going to be pushed to its limit, right? Like he's going to do everything he can to try and hang on to it, of course. But it's not just going to be November 3rd, who's the president? Nope. Don't believe it. What's going on the message board here? Oh, November 6th is Boris's birthday. So nervous. You know, Texas has been surprising a lot of people with turnout, which is really cool to see. I'm trying to remain skeptical but positive, which I think is a good way to approach the situation. Don't let your guard down, but don't like go into it dead-eyed and like completely devoid of hope. That's just not a healthy approach basically in life. Skeptical but positive is good. Poker face, yes. This is like the untouched part of town. because there's not really there's not really an ability to do anything up here. I just come up here, I pluck weeds every couple days. I think that's just an intimidation thing to try and get people to not show up. Scare tactic, but a hollow one, you know? Then again, it's not election day. It could all be a big political theater stunt that's going down on the actual election day too, so we just won't know. That's kind of like the hardest part about living right now. It's like everything's just so up in the air all the time. Everyone lives on eggshells. Everyone's walking on eggshells. Everyone's like riddled with anxiety. It's like, just want it to end. Can't we just like, don't you just want to like come home, exhale, and not think of the T word for like a whole day? I think so too. I think millennials and Gen Z, I don't know. Again, skeptical but positive. I do think we have the ability and the foresight to look beyond ourselves and beyond this country and the interests of America and look into the interests of the planet and humanity and do some serious changes. I think that our generation is capable of that, more so than previous ones, because we've grown up in a more globalized, information-based society, a more scientific society. You know, there's a lot of people that are like Gen X and baby boomers that are like so stuck, not in like a racist white nationalist mindset, but just like a patriotic, like American exceptionalism and just like a kind of nationalist train of thought throughout the world for any country that's just like not conducive to helping all people. You're Canadian, so you have nothing to do with US politics. Yeah, but I feel like Canada's still like a country based on colonial principles. So some of the same problems that exist in American society exist in all Western cultures, right? They're based on terrible things that have been done to indigenous peoples, to minorities. They're based on exploiting the labor force in a way that's like just not tenable to a harmonious global society. Capitalism is broken. And I think a lot of older generations conflate capitalism with democracy, which is just flawed in and of itself. Yeah, I think younger generations are just, you know, we're more willing to admit when like a part of society is damaging or bad. Some words used don't even know what they mean. Well, I can tell you if you want to ask. I'll try my best to give you some, you know, don't be afraid to ask. I'm not an authority on stuff like that, but I can like maybe shed a little bit of light and maybe spark something in you that makes you want to investigate it a little more. You know, if I can do that, then, you know, maybe that's kind of the spark that you need to look at it a little deeper. I don't know. Okay, so there's really not anything left to do in town. I'm just kind of like bullshitting. There's like nothing. I see another present shadow though. We're waiting. Oh, too soon. Boom. Celeste is here. Ooh. I can come for some bits. A cute tea table. Oh wait, let me put on my umbrella. I haven't been wearing my full look this whole time. Look at that. She's cute though. Alright, I think I plucked all my weeds too, didn't I? Did I? Actually, I didn't go up here very much. Top right corner is maybe the most neglected region of the island. Just not a lot going on up here. Haven't seen Luke in ages. Yeah. People come and go, you know. It's just a fact of life. Oh, you talk to him from time to time on Discord? That's nice. Luke and his dragons. I hope Zelda the dragon is doing well. Okay, no weeds in here. I can't remember what his other dragon's called, but I remember Zelda. Alright, my town's looking pretty clean right now. Other than the flowers and the paths and stuff. I guess I could clean those up next. Parkour. Those emotes. It's such a weird thing for Twitch to promote. I guess it was for a game, but still. They should just make another Mirror's Edge game. Yeah, you know. Sometimes streamers are a bit like flavor of the week type thing, you know. So, and you know, and I'm guilty of this. Sometimes a streamer's content just becomes repetitive and boring, and they're, you know, you're not extracting as much entertainment or enjoyment out of it, and so you seek out alternate forms of entertainment. So, you know, I don't begrudge people for doing that kind of stuff. I think everyone should be open to using this platform how they, you know, how they want, without any kind of judgment. So if I'm what they want to watch for a week and then they want to move on, then, you know, by all means, please. I think, you know, I appreciate it, Red, but I don't want, you know, if I bore you and you don't feel like coming back, you know, it doesn't, I mean, I would be sad. I'm not saying I wouldn't be sad, but I just feel like life's too short to do something you don't want to do, or to feel socially obligated into a situation where you might not like be enjoying yourself. So if anyone ever feels like they're not enjoying their time here, I don't want to say like just leave, but like I wouldn't judge anyone who just decided one day to never come back, you know? I get it. Have I visited Hitokui? I have not. Maybe I should check it out. Here, I'm gonna copy that dream address. What is the I guess we could do that, because I don't really have anything else to do for the stream. If it wasn't for COVID, you wouldn't be here right now watching. Hey, see? And that's the thing, yeah, like maybe this has just become kind of like a social placeholder for having to be inside all year. Like, I totally get it. Felt obligated after the turnip prices. Ooh, yeah, I'll check them out. I'm gonna clean up my town a little bit more, and then I'll probably go over there and see what's up with it. Alternative, by the way, if you open up, just let me know. I'll come over there and snatch up some star bits. Yeah, like, I think the last thing a streamer should do is, like, I don't know, like guilt their audience in saying you should come back. Like, just come back if you want to. It's really that simple, y'all, you know? That's all it has to be. If you want to watch Animal Crossing or Zelda or painting or some old ass RPG. Okay, I'll be over in just a few. Let me dig up a few more of these flowers and I'll be over. And then we'll do that dream. I know, it was like a right place, right time moment. And then my ass got banned. Banned. Which, hey, they're a community with their own rules, and I overstepped my bounds, so I get it. Oh, I'm sure they probably have, but turnips aren't really a thing anymore. I think the turnip fervor was for the first 2 months while people wanted to just like get around the extreme limit of bells that the beginning of the game prevents. Once you get over that like 30 million bell threshold, yeah, that's chroma. Once you get over that threshold, there's like not really a point to obsessing over turnips anymore. Oh my god, so many flowers. Oh my god. I feel like I should make this a dirt area. Oops. Sorting it less to most viewers. I'm a little baby streamer. I love it. I'd rather have like a chill community of a few people that I can like genuinely talk to and get to know than like this massive monster that it's like out of my control. I feel much more comfortable in this situation, you know, than having like hundreds of people watching me. Oh my god. I don't think Animal Crossing would ever net that many viewers anyway, so I don't think that's even close to like a possibility. Yeah, 1,000's extreme. At that point, you can't even have a human interaction with anyone. But, you know, a lot of people don't seek that kind of thing out of Twitch either, so it's like sometimes that's not the kind of channel or form of entertainment that a streamer's even trying to create. But I feel like with Animal Crossing, it's a little different. Yeah, they can't read everyone's chats for sure. It's just a different vibe. Some people just want that kind of vibe. What did I have here? I think I had like... What did I have here? I guess we can put some black roses. We'll just fill this gap with 2 black roses. A lot of streamers started with AC, moved on. Yeah, it's kind of a flavor of the week kind of game for a lot of streamers. And plus, a lot of people are just way more efficient with their time in this game than I am. Like, I am so slow at doing things. I don't know. I'm in no major rush, I guess. Like, I'm perfectly happy just chilling here, digging up flowers, doing very little talking, and, you know. I know the game's gonna be there in the exact same state tomorrow, so like, what's the big rush? It's all in my head. It's a bunch of self-imposed restrictions, which I already do enough of myself in real life. I don't need to apply it to my Animal Crossing game, which is surprising because I'm actually a pretty anxious person and like introspective and self-aware in a lot of social situations. Doesn't make sense when a streamer has more than 100 followers and it's only a few watch your stream. Yeah, I mean, I think people just follow and they create new accounts, or they just, you know, you go to the bottom of their follow list when you only have like a small amount of viewers, and they just never, they're not gonna refresh their list all the way down to find you again, you know? Husband's been streaming for a few years, only has 1 to 2 viewers a night, plays League of Legends. I feel like League of Legends is one of those games, it's like Call of Duty or something, right? Where it's just like, it's way more repetitive than Animal Crossing. Like Animal Crossing is, yes, repetitive, but you do get to like get some sense of progression. You know, if you, even if you only come in my stream like once every other month or something, like you're gonna see things that weren't there before. And you're not gonna see like the same leveling progression runs or the same kinds of raids and things as you would see in like Call of Duty multiplayer or like League of Legends, you know, stuff like that. League is kind of, you know, it's definitely and yeah, it's like a certain type of person wants to watch League of Legends, and they're probably more like passive viewers, you know. So when you stream a game that is for that more passive viewership, then you're never gonna, unless you're someone who's like, and there's a lot of games on Twitch that are like, you have a high, if you have a high skill, then people will watch you. But if you're just someone who's more casual, they're never gonna like, people aren't gonna stick around. I don't know. But I just try not to put too much stakes into that. Like, I'm here playing games, I'm here chatting, and I just want to chill, you know? I'm happy that that y'all want to come and hang out and chill with me and talk and visit my island and play the game with me and all that, but like, I derive enjoyment from the game and just the experience of like having people to play the game with, that like the Twitch experience isn't integral to like what I'm doing in the game. Like if I wasn't streaming, I'd still be running around at 12:41 digging up flowers or whatever. I just wouldn't be doing it in front of a camera and talking. So it's, and I don't know, there's a lot of people who put too much pressure on themselves when they stream to like commodify it, to like make it a venture, like a capitalistic venture, and I just think that sets you up to be unhappy with what you're doing. So just don't do that. Yeah, I can send you a campsite sign. You want a campsite sign? Sure. Oh wait, no, I don't want to sell my gold. Jesus. What am I doing? Alright. Yeah, I'll send you a campsite sign. Where do I want to put this gold rose? I actually re-downloaded Pocket Camp so I could get Kurt doing the fan dance on my my notifications for the stream. Oh wait, where did I put that gold rose? Didn't I just have one? Or was it a piece of gold? Pocket Camp is pretty boring. It's also like, as grindy as this game is, it is like a drop in the bucket compared to the grind that is Pocket Camp. Pocket Camp became very miserable for me because it was like they kept like making the grind harder and harder to the point where you wouldn't even be able to get all of the rewards unless you were spending money in the game. Oh, did I just sell the gold rose? Shit. Oops. Oh well. Oopsie. Oh wait, no, what am I doing? It's not the card stand. Alright, I'm going over to alts and then I'm gonna check out this dream that Kinky posted. I'm coming, alt. Okay. Shopping. Or no, this is actually in here. Yes. Campsite sign. I very well probably sold it. I wouldn't be surprised. There you are. One campsite sign coming up. I wish you could customize that. That would make it such a versatile item. I wish you could customize the marketplace decoration too. If I could make the flags on that like a blue-gray instead of an orange-red, I would put them all over town. Oh my god, Haley, I know. I'm gonna try and wrap up the stream at 1:30 tonight. For sure. Because last night I went to bed. God, we stopped Among Us. When did we stop? My stream last night was such a mess. I had audio issues. I forgot to unmute myself for a good chunk of the stream so people could hear my Discord, but they couldn't hear me. It was such a mess. Oh god. Among Us just, it's like harder for me to keep track of stuff. You think by now, since I've been streaming since pretty much daily since March, that I'd have it down, but I still make mistakes. Still haven't played Among Us. It's really fun. It's really fun if you play with like a group of people you're comfortable with and you do voice chat. Oh, Jamie Ryan's open. Fall Guys soon. You missed the Oktoberfish. How many Oktoberfish were there? I don't know. I haven't played Fall Guys since the last time I streamed it, which was, God, a couple weeks after it came out, maybe. It just became... I don't know how to describe... people... It's like people were taking it too seriously, so then I was like, well, I don't really care. Well, I'm not going to ever get a crown. I'm not going to be able to get the cute outfits that I want, so, like, what do I care? I'm never getting the level 40. It's impossible. You can't win, so fuck it. It's kind of where I... And it's not that I wanted to win. I wanted to win because I wanted all the cute colors and outfits, but couldn't possibly dream of playing the game for like 50 more hours just to get it. If I'm going to put an insane amount of time into a game, it's going to be this one. Because there's still so much to do. Stop caring when you couldn't win ever, yeah. Plus there was a lot of connection issues really early on, which they've probably hammered out by now. I'm sure they have. Hey, I made it. Looking good. So Celeste is just somewhere around here. Oh, let me get on my parasol. Aw, thank you, Haley. I appreciate the compliment. I just think games should be for fun. If you're not having fun playing a game, what are you doing playing it? Oh my god, alternative, your flowers. I'm getting flashbacks. Oh, we're on the hunt for Celeste. Yeah, Alternative's got more flowers than he will ever know what to do with. Oh my god. Isn't it amazing? Oh, the beaches aren't full yet. Oh, there she is. She's up there. Is there stairs over here? Oh. Oh, there is. Flower Beach flashbacks. Oh my god. Yes. Thank you. Did you know that shooting stars often occur one right after another? It's true. So if you see one shooting star, you might want to keep looking up for the next one. Good tip, Celeste. Good tip. But are you gonna give me... Are you gonna give me bits or what? She's not giving me anything. She hates me. Girl. I thought we were friends. Okay, she's being stingy tonight. Someone left quietly. Oh my god. I'm sure Mr. Fabulous was so bummed when I quietly left his town the other night from my freaking internet going down for maintenance. Okay, she's not giving me anything. I didn't bring it here. You can have this gold. Oh, you meant she didn't give me a gift. Yeah, she didn't give me anything. Here, we are going to leave you this piece of gold. You probably don't need it, but... One solitary gold. She hates me. Way more flowers than I have. You do have a lot of flowers. I've thought about implementing sound effects, but I don't even know what sound effects I would like even use. You know? Like, I've thought about it, but I just don't know what I'd be comfortable hearing 10,000 times without driving me completely batshit crazy. Ooh. I don't have this wall. It's like a dark blue rose wall with like black paneling. That's pretty. I gotta start checking everyone's islands for this kind of stuff though. For walls and color variants of walls and floors that I don't have yet. Hey, Chroma. Happy Halloween, even though Halloween just ended. But happy Halloween-ish. Want shade of... You know, that's a good one. What is that, like, song that plays during, like, sad story moments on RuPaul's Drag Race? It's like, tender electronic music. I don't know how to... And it's got, like, a piano mixed in there. Sad Halloween's over. Do I have this one? It's not like the music they play when they get eliminated. It's like when they're telling a sad story putting on their makeup. I've heard it on a few reality shows too. I should probably try to clip it. When's the slot machines? Hello, Chroma. Hello. I love that. It's my favorite moment of Twin Peaks Season 3. I'll never tire. See, that's a sound effect that I could hear 10,000 times. Yeah, their life story. It's like the sad story music. For sure. But I don't know. It's probably got like a name. It's probably like some stock TV show music that they use or something. It might have been something that was crafted for the show, but I feel like I've heard it on other reality shows. Man, alternative. Your town is so loaded with flowers. I'm simultaneously like jealous that you've made it look good, and also like, oh my god, what if you want to change something one day? It's gonna be like every square of your town is full. Ooh. Sometimes you just gotta enjoy the empty space. Let's luxuriate here in this 2x3 area where there's no flowers. Let's see. What's a good... We'll do this one. Oh yeah. The grass, baby. Look at this beautiful grass. You know what I miss from previous Animal Crossing games? The different shapes that you could get in your grass and snow. So I think in my New Leaf town, I had like Was it circles? I think it might have been circle grass. Take a picture. Hey! We should take a picture. There we go. Tempted to hire someone to clean your island. It's covered in weeds and overgrown flowers. It's such a chore. Oh, I'm getting blocked. We're doing a dance. We're doing the sidewalk dance. Whoop. I just want to roam. And then we'll go do this dream thing. The amount of flowers here, though, is staggering. We got a little spa over here. I do too. I miss the sassy villagers that were like sometimes outright rude. For sure. I played, I started with Wild World, so I think that's around the time they started. It was only the second game, right? So that was the time they started kind of like watering things down. But I have gone back and played the original one at this point. I have very limited exposure to it because I didn't really get deep into it. But yeah, they were way more like unique and individual and just more interesting when they were like kind of sassy and mean. Some of them were downright hateful. Check out Cosmo Park. All right, where are you at? I can hear you. I hear you zinging and zanging over there somewhere. Oh, there you are. Hey, I'm here. Snooty and Crankies. Yeah, they were, wait, what is this? What's this painting? Ooh. Yeah, they would say some downright, like, hateful stuff to you, which was fun. Like, it made the game seem way more, I don't want to, like, realistic's not the right term, but it just gave it more, like, flavor. Made you, like, live inside it a little more. Now everything's a little more, like, aesthetics driven. A little less, like, personal. It's kind of like the game's just about cultivating a look less than it is about, like, simulation. Yeah, this is alternative. Alternative Lifestyles Island. Rossetti? Oh my god, Rossetti was, like, actually, like, anxiety inducing. But what's he crafting? What are you crafting, bud? Don't be knocking on my stuff over, he says. A fruit wreath. Oh, yeah. Christmas music. I wish they'd give us snow and rain music. Okay, we already know that, but we'll take it. I miss the music box versions of all the songs too. From New Leaf, where you could make the music boxes. That was a really cool thing. I'd love to see that brought back. If that was one of the DLCs they gave us, that would be amazing. Look at all these pumpkins. This must be Alternative's house. Let's go in here. It is. Rip Torn. A classic actor. Oh yeah, I forgot about the small scale models. I've never been big into the fossil aesthetic of the game, but I forgot about the models completely. So like, this is a very maximalist but still cozy feeling room. Ooh. House is still looking fancy. Got a big indoor pool, a jacuzzi. This is like... That'd be really nice to do for a bathroom. I guess I'm trying to think of like... I wanted to do a community pool room for my community center, but I don't know if that pool would really work. I do like that you can light it up though. It's pretty that you can do like a nighttime thing in there. Playing the piano. The diner. We got a desert diner. You got all your villager photos up in here. Who we got? Allie, Tangy, Vlad, Cherry. That Kurlos, I think that's Kurlos. Julian, Kid Cat, Pico, Wade, and Sherb. And then Barreled. What is that? Barreled and Ramus. What does the other one say? Brian Doyle Hamfrey. These must be references I don't get. Gotta get your pizza delivery. Ooh, nice. Let us know what kind of pizza. Lil Nas X dressed up as Coco Montrese for Halloween. That's awesome. Coco is so iconic and gets so little credit. Truly a undervalued queen. And I don't want to say like it's a symptom of racism, but it's a symptom of racism. Period. She is amazing. Her lip syncs are fucking so good. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Been watching a lot of like Aja lip syncs on YouTube and stuff too. Aja's a great performer. Cute room. Wood and games. Oh yeah, we were just here. I think I just checked his house out like last week. I don't think anything's changed. The golden throne. Have you ever had flowers disappear under trees so a branch could fall? Is that really a thing? Because I felt like I have, but I haven't actually like physically taken note. Like, yeah, there was definitely a flower there, but I have seen sticks in places like underneath trees where I thought there might have been flowers there, like in that green mum area in the top right corner of my town. I felt like it was fully like filled to the max with green mums, and then there's been like gaps underneath the trees, but I don't know if it's like a thing. Oh, you added a ton of candles upstairs. You're not a fan of Aja that much? I think Aja was underrepresented on the show, but if you watch her performances, she's actually a very like solid lip syncer and drag performer in general. For the art of drag, she's pretty underrated. She's got like a really good energy, and I think as a drag queen when you're performing, that's like really important. Oh, you did change your flag. You got rid of the what did it say? Like fuck that dude. Pretty sure. I feel like it's definitely happening to you. I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a glitch that occurs. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I haven't made note of it actually happening, but I do feel like areas that I've filled with flowers have definitely had like a stick pop in there. You know, there are flowers all around the trees by Sherbs, and now there's a stick in the middle. So the flower had to have disappeared. I wonder if they despawn it, you know, like randomly. Like every morning you have to wake up and there's 5 sticks on the ground in your town or something. So it just happens to be under one of the trees that you had surrounded by flowers. And if you have all your trees surrounded by flowers, maybe they just despawn a flower, which is sounds kind of weird. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was a thing. Alright, I think I've done a nice little tour here. We're gonna head out, and I'm gonna hit up that dream that Kinky posted. Thanks for having me all. Celeste was very rude to me. Didn't give me anything. But what can you do? She hates me. I wonder why. Oh, that's Carl Sagan. Couldn't tell who it was. Pale blue dot. Thought you had a lot of flowers till you saw this island. A natural reaction. For sure. Yeah, your Carl Sagan flag is great. Better than your other flag, I will say. But your other flag was at least, it was funny. Oh my god, I hate my mill from above. Carl Sagan, he's a philosopher and science. Was he a scientist too? I think he was. I can give you a little bit blurb on him. He was an astronomer, planetary scientist, cosmologist, and astrophysicist, according to Wikipedia's first sentence. He did a really famous, if you look up Carl Sagan Pale Blue Dot, it's like a scientific philosophical little poem, basically. It's probably his most famous thing. I would check it out. He's kind of like, I don't know. He's like a scientist that gave a little perspective on how Earth fits into the universe, I guess. But yeah, he's a scientist, essentially. Oh, I'm sorry I don't have any candy. Don't be mad. But yeah, he's a famous figure, he's a famous author, scientist. Check him out. You're confused with everything I said? Oh my god. Anyone know anyone who wants Marina? I don't know. Somebody might want Marina. I don't know if anyone here does. Surely, if you go, I usually, if there's like a villager I can't get rid of, or I think they're too cute to just void, I would put them in boxes and then go to like Villager Haven, which is like a Discord, and just say, hey, I have Marina in boxes. Does anyone want her? And you'll get probably a DM from someone within like a couple hours. So, Haley, an astrophysicist is a science that employs methods and principles of physics in the study of astronomical objects. So, planets, stars, you know, things like that. But they just study planets and try to, like, determine their properties based on observing them, essentially. So he was really big into space. An astronomer is just someone who studies stars in general. Alright. Let's see this dream code. I would do Pale Blue Dot, but I think that might be a DMCA since we're not allowed to do these things on Twitch anymore. Oh. Does it have music associated with it too? Oh my god. How long is it? It's like 3 minutes. Oh. I wonder if I would get DMCA'd if I played an excerpt from Pale Blue Dot. Yeah, you can post a link. Yeah, there's no limit on links in here. I feel like I have a high vocabulary. I guess, I don't know. I feel like I don't read a lot. I do a lot of like online reading, but I don't really read a lot of like nonfiction. Or fiction for that matter. I just do a lot of like curiosity reading of like random Wikipedia articles or random news articles or scientific journals and things like that, but I never really follow like a through line on a specific subject. It's just kind of very all over the place. Taught your son about him in homeschooling? Yeah. Yeah, he's a pretty influential scientist. I'm gonna play a little excerpt from Pale Blue Dot. Hopefully, we'll see if it gets muted out. It may get muted out. Let me pick like a KK track, maybe that's a little less oppressive. Something like serene. Maybe like ballad? No. I need something with a little bit of melancholy. These are all the ones I never play. We'll do Stale Cupcakes is probably the best one. Alright, I'm gonna play this. Hopefully it does not get DMCA'd. Put my little character to bed here and just let that hang on the screen while it plays. So I hope y'all enjoy it. It's just a little excerpt from Carl Sagan's Pale Blue Dot. We are going to go to this dream before we officially go to bed, so I just posted it, but we're going to play Pale Blue Dot first. I'm going to take myself down and mute myself while y'all hear it. Hope you enjoy it.
Disney Plus, Hulu, and...
Sorry, I don't have pro YouTube, so ads, of course. Okay.
From this distant vantage point, the Earth might not seem of any particular interest. But for us, it's different. Consider again that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam. The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors, so that in glory and triumph they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this pixel on the scarcely distinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatreds. Our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe, are challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. There is nowhere else, at least in the near future, to which our species could migrate. Visit? Yes. Settle? Not yet. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand. It has been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There is perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image of our tiny world. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known.
Yep, kind of puts things into perspective. Pretty heavy stuff, but I think it's a good thing for people to hear, right? That we only have one planet. It's one small planet, and we have to work together to preserve it. So all the follies of people who want to carve out their own thing here, it's not really a viable venture. And when he was referring to the picture of the small speck, here is what he was referring to. So if you look at this picture, it's the picture associated with the YouTube video. This is the vast infinite void of space, and the Earth is this small little white dot right here. Right there. Right in that little spot. That's all we got. And so trying to rule it, trying to do all that's just a folly. Globalism is the answer. I scared you, sorry. Sorry. Alright, we are Wind Waker soon in Link to the Past. Yeah, I think I'll probably do some Zelda tomorrow night. Probably do some Zelda. Probably Link to the Past. Probably. I dipped my toes into Link to the Past to do a speed run the other day, and I got through all the first 3 dungeons, and then did dungeons in the Dark World 1 and 4 all within an hour. So that leaves 3, 5, 6, 2, and 6 to do in Turtle Rock. But I think it's pretty, I should be able to finish it within 2 hours. I think it's doable. Anyway, let me bring myself back up. We're gonna visit this dream island. I hope y'all enjoyed that little Carl Sagan thing. I guess I'll see if it gets muted or not. I think that might, I'm sure it's intellectual property, so see. We will see. Carl Sagan was so tight. He was ahead of his time for sure. Very much so. I just think the most important thing with humanity shouldn't be the pursuit of wealth. It should be the pursuit of knowledge. And if that's like people's guiding principle, then I think the planet would be a better place. Here we go. Because with more knowledge comes more understanding. More understanding leads to more empathy. More empathy leads to a kinder populace that looks out for one another. I don't know. It can be that simple, right? That's why capitalism is terrible. That's why it's bad. It's really, really bad. But here we are. We're in this scary dream town. Recommended by Kinky Bikini. What are we stumbling into? It seems, I can tell by the flag, it's cultish. Still don't understand all of this. Well, humanism it's basically a principle around humanism. And humanism is a principle where people are guided by like empathy and caring for others over selfish desires like gaining more money and assets and, you know, being famous and successful and, you know, I mean, it's just meant to be a way to make people think a little more deeply about empathy for other human beings. Alright, so we got an electrical station. That's a cool idea to put on an island. A little power grid. Let's go up here. So this is definitely going to be a cult. You're going to explain it, you need to do it in a way where I can understand it. Well, I don't think this is the best medium to do so, but I mean, I don't know how to like boil it down even more than that, to be honest. Okay, so I'm a little off base on my definition technically. Humanism, it's giving importance to humans rather than divine or supernatural things. So it's kind of like based in reality so that people try to see the goodness in other human beings and emphasize common human needs that people need: food, shelter, water, love, care, rather than you know, and using those as a way to solve problems with humanity, you know, common everyday problems for an individual and societal problems that occur across large cultures and swaths of people. So it's not something that's based in like a religious ideology. It's something that's based on caring for people, you know, because that's the reality, is people are being born, they're not being cared for, and there needs to be a way of thinking that accounts for caring about the suffering of other people and trying to fix that in whatever way you can, you know. All right. I didn't know you could customize the wood sign. It's good to know. Anyway, it's hard for me to like to simplify some of the terms, which is it's a thing that I do where it's like I assume people know the definitions of things, so I just start rattling off, but it's yeah, I don't know. Why? I don't know. I mean, I'm trying. I'm trying to like frame it in a few different ways, but I guess I'm just not doing a very good job. So that room was a scary little prayer shrine with blood everywhere. This room seems normal. So this was this was kind of the idea I had for my community pool. Except I was going to do it in the biggest room downstairs. This is actually essentially what I was going to do. But this looks great. This looks really good. Very cool. Okay, we got a normal room. I guess this is just a normal kind of bedroom setup. Kind of a rec room, bedroom, rec room, common space. I'm here, Kinky, yeah. I made my way over. So this is, I guess, this is some sort of like lobby waiting room. This is the first house I've been in. Ooh, that's not good. Save until you get 100K. Well, you got a long way to go. You said you just got 50K, right? You're halfway there. That's a lot of points. All right, we got lots of candles on the walls. That's an interesting design on that pillow. What is that? Like swans? Looks like swans. Or like a no, it's a peacock. Looks like peacocks. The tail feathers. It's pretty creepy. Why are they all sitting in pools of blood? Who died and why? Is this like little girl coming down here and killing animals? That's the implication I'm getting. Ritualistic animal murder? Or sacrifice? Seems like sacrifice. Okay, this room's normal. Bed and bath. Gives me like a hotel vibe. This is a really... Yeah, this is a cute little idea for a hotel room. Gives me like basic hotel vibes. I like it. Got like a little dinette here. A little vanity. 2 beds like a hotel room might have. And a little off to the side bathroom. The fish is a little out there. Weird house. So 2 bloody rooms. I have so many unfinished paintings. I'm gonna be trying to wrap up a couple of those. I have the reclining female nude that I'm gonna finish. And then I have the giant male one that I need to finish too. I'll probably work on the female one because it's closer to being finished and it's a lot smaller than the other one. So it'll be like a quicker job. Schitt's Creek vibes, yes. Motel vibes. Yeah, it was a cool room. I like that. Alright, we got our museum over here. Oh. Creepy murder doctor. one black rose here. So I wonder if that was that doctor's house. Must have been. Alright, so we went to that house. Let's go down here. Oh, there's 7 houses? Damn. Alright, we'll try to... I'm gonna have to go a little bit faster then. I'm just curious to see what animals they have here. Egbert, Raymond. I don't think the animals are necessarily part of the vibe. Rattle, maybe. Are they speaking Chinese or Japanese? I think it's Japanese. Yeah, I think it's Japanese. Alright, we'll go in this little diner. It says sausage. Is this gonna be human sausage? Or are these animals like, are these animals just fodder to be ground up? I think it might be that they're like, this is basically like an animal farm. They invite the animals here and then end up butchering them. I remember the Cannibal Island. This seems slightly more benign than Cannibal Island. Alright, not really anything major to see there. Just a normal kind of dining room. They sure did cram in a lot of tables. Alright, we got their kitchen. Kitchen looks very normal as well. No nefarious business here. I'm scared to go in the basement though. The basement is always where the secrets are hidden. This is going to be another dining room, probably. Yes, the fancy one. I like their setup. With the booth on one side, the chairs on the other. I really wanted to use these tables in my diner, but they were just too big. They were too big to fit. I felt like I couldn't maximize the amount of space I was using with those. 2x3 is just a little too big. Or I guess they're 2x2, actually. I don't know why I said 2x3. 2x2. Okay. It's like they're cooking people and animals. Yep. Human sausage. Animal sausage. Oh, we do have some cannibalism going on too. Freaky cannibals. Hannibal Lecter vibes, killing animals and eating time after. We got the cleaver on the table and a sickening torso. We got a huge hunk of meat here. This poor decapitated bride. And some crabs in here. I wonder what the crabs are about. Also the blood grates. I think those were on the Cannibal Island too. It gives me Silent Hill vibes, those blood grates. Oh god, the blender. Oh, my stomach's turning. We gotta get out of here. The jambalaya on the stove. Oh, I know who Hannibal Lecter is, yes. Silence of the Lambs. Buffalo Bill. Or no. Yeah, same movie. Same movie. I haven't seen Silence of the Lambs in forever. I know there were a couple other movies as well. Hannibal and Red Dragon. Jambalaya. Jambalaya on the stove. Oh. Red. Too red. Alright, we're getting out of that sickening restaurant. Ooh, this little area has such a view, though. So sweet on the surface, so normal. And yet, they don't tell you that there's also human meat on the menu. No one's safe here. Poor Maggie. She's a pig. She's toast. They love pork. Alright, we're gonna turn off every generator. I don't think this island deserves power. Or is shutting it down. It's our mission while we're here. I love the little parking spaces. These poor little babies, they don't know what's happening to them. Alright, we'll go in here. I don't know what's up in here. The chest freezer. Oh, is this like a worship center? Oh, it's creepy snow on the TV. They worship in an office? Is this might be the same island. This seems familiar to me. This eye room. It's like obviously kidnapping. Hospital, yeah, maybe it is a hospital. So this is like the ransom room. They videotape them. They say, we've got your loved one. Pay us, or they die. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's where they film their cult propaganda. Freaky. Pretty freaky stuff. What a nice doctor's office. Okay, yeah, it's definitely a hospital. Now it makes more sense. That waiting room just seemed like the things are arranged like pews in a chapel. So it's throwing me off a little bit. Anytime I've been in a hospital, the chairs are not really arranged in that way. But it makes sense. Okay. Oh, this is such a clean looking hospital room. I like it. Too bad it's nefarious under the surface. You think they'd block this room off? I guess they tried to. Put like jail bars there. Uh-oh. Oh my god, they film it? Oh my god, they're making snuff films up in here. Jesus. What is that sound coming from? Is that from the song? I guess it is. Weird. Yep, it's pretty brutal. Pretty brutal stuff. They've got like 8 different human torso designs. Ugh. Yikes. They got the one with the fully exposed ribs, no exposed ribs, half exposed ribs. Hop on the bed? I can't do that. Uh-oh. This is like their, I guess they're running experiments on people. And animals. Maybe they're like splicing DNA. Got giant bugs in cages. I don't know what this thing's supposed to be. Hop on the pillow. But it just makes me uncomfortable. Oh, we're out of here. So a hospital slash butchery slash hostage room and experimental center. They're running human experiments. Uh-oh. This might be the same Cannibal Island, just updated for Halloween. It's feeling familiar. It's good to come back to, though. Because I remember those, like, torso pillows very well. Oh my god. So these are supposed to be impaled people. In a pumpkin patch. Not disgusting at all. There's definitely been some cool updates though, like that was clearly different. I think they just put pumpkins in there, but still it fits the theme better to have those in there. Since you can't put flowers inside anymore. The bugs are new because that was part of a fishing event. Because I think we visited this very early on. So this is like a jail cell, or torture chamber. Oh my god, they just give them like dog food. It's fucked up. Eek. Trash bags, I can only imagine what's in their trash bags there. Check the designs at the end. I'll check them out. What is this? This is house number 4, I think. Still a handful more. Oh no. Good old down home country cooking. But people. Freaky. This one's just like a hunk of like ground beef. This one's like a steak. They got little slices on the cutting board. Jesus. Texas Chainsaw, yeah. Definitely getting some like Texas Chainsaw Deliverance, but cannibals. We got some, if you want, Sausage Magazine over here. You want their catalog of sausages? You got 2 options. You got pigs or you got people. I'm subscribed to Pork Sausage Magazine monthly. Oh man, the alligator pit. Pretty crazy. This is really cool though. They've done a really, I mean, it's so thorough. It'd be cool if we had like an alligator head item. Very well done. The pit. Catalog of sausages, It's a 2-page catalog. All sizes, yeah, maybe there's some spam like sausages, some Vienna sausage links, baby sausages, big giant sausages. Oh my god, yeah, this is where they grind it up. So this is like the processing and smoke. This is like where they go to cook it all. Ew. So that's the true butchery. The hospital, I guess, is... I don't know what was up with the hospital. I guess they just experiment on people there. You know what? I was gonna pluck that weed, but I'm not doing a thing for this town. Alright, let's walk around this way. Raymond, you poor baby. You're doomed. Get out while you still can. Are these dead crows? Like a psych place? Yeah, psych ward. Oh, this looks so disarmingly pretty. Oh, she looked normal until she turned around. I wonder if she's been killed. She looks like she might be a murder victim to me. Everything around this house is dead, so I can't imagine it's gonna be Oh, okay. That's a church. Start with the right side again. Uh-oh. Help. Help. Is it a shrine? I think it might be a shrine. Maybe this is where, what was her name? The girl from The Exorcist? She comes here to get the demons excised from her. Linda Blair. I think that's the actress's name. I don't remember the actual character. Oh no. I don't know what this is all about. Is this just like psychological torture they subject people to? That's my guess. Carrie. Oh, could be Carrie. Yeah. Okay, we got a normal living quarters over here. Kind of run down. Basic and run down. So they really don't live lavishly here, but they like the appearance of the town looking nice on the surface. But when you dig a little deeper, it's just got a little bit of grime. Okay. Okay, there's some sort of monster living in a hole in the wall. I wonder if that's what they worship. I don't know. Maybe they're feeding that monster. Seems likely. Okay. So clearly they're summoning a force here. They got a blood seance. 4 witches. There's the town flag again. So maybe these are like the rulers of the town. I don't want to say elders, but you know, they're clearly the ones in charge. They're the ones summoning a spirit to town that eats people. It's kind of been, that must be like kind of how it all began. Seems like a first chapter thing there. Some origin story. Okay. So many nooks and crannies. Gyroids. Gyroids make an appearance. I'm always happy to see gyroids. We're burning the place down. Alright, we just get a little view into there. What is this house? This one looks kind of normal, except for all those red roses on the outside. Oh, it's bathed in blood. Interesting. It's a very cool aesthetic in this room. The simplicity is what I think sells it the most. The fact that everything's in the middle of the room. Oh. So this is where the murder happens? Seems like murders occur in many different areas, but this one seems especially highlighted. Yeah, they've definitely changed some things if this is the same island. Definitely not totally the same. I don't remember that. I don't know what's up with all these cages either. More jambalaya on the stove. Oh my god. They must have gotten attacked in here. It's pretty scary, pretty spooky. Wait, what is that? That's a cute emote. Justin Nick. That is really cute. Oh no. More meat torsos. No. Why do they drag them down here? I'm trying to like piece together a coherent narrative, but I don't think it's meant to be totally coherent. Yeah, this is definitely the same island, but with like taking a few steps further. It's telling a story, but I just can't quite piece it all together. The bears. Up with the bears. There's like a wedding thing there. It's like a honeymoon. I don't know. Maybe they have to sacrifice like a couple. Like this is a honeymoon suite. Maybe this is like a vacation island. And this is like the honeymoon suite, and this is where they get murdered. A child was murdered? I saw the doll. I thought that was like... I can't tell if the doll is supposed to be like a child that was left behind, or if the dolls are more sinister. Because there was a room that had another doll that was like sitting in a pool of blood in the first house. I think that was the honeymoon suite. So I think this is supposed to be like a honeymoon island, but the people that come here get killed, basically. Okay, so we haven't gone to that island. So that's like the central building. We went to the two in the top left. We went to the one in the top right. And we went to the three on the bottom. So this is the last building. So this is like probably the most sinister building of all. Killed and eaten. Oh, they're definitely getting eaten. They think they come here and it's just human sausages, or pig sausages, but it's not. Yeah, this is the same island. But it's definitely been like improved upon conceptually. I don't understand this room. I think that's a cultural reference that as a American I just don't get. Oh, that's right. Okay, so I'm still gonna go to bed by 1:30. This is a great night. Thanks for the reminder, Haley. You just made my night. The well. So something comes out of the well. Maybe this is where the monster lives underground because it was in the basement of the other house. Maybe it can travel through basements to kill people. And it comes out of this well as well to the surface. Maybe that's what it is. That's what all those footprints are, is the monster comes out and hunts people. And so they try to appease it by offering it sacrifice. That's my guess. We got another shrine. The motherly statue is interesting. Oh, the crickets in there makes it so much creepier. Yeah, I remember that portrait. The crying blood. My outfit does kind of match, doesn't it? Inadvertently, it kind of matches the town slightly. But definitely this house. We are summoning her. So there's a male and a female monster or spirit. I guess they're probably more spirits. All right. Yeah, that was my Halloween. Since I didn't really I didn't keep all my Halloween clothing. Okay, so here she's got a huge scary smile. Oh, and here she's got no skin on her face. Caramel popcorn. I can't wait till I can eat popcorn again. I haven't had popcorn since I got my braces on. Popcorn was one of my favorite snacks. Yeah, that room was pretty weird. Popcorn and trail mix. Gummies are my favorite candy. I like apples. I can't really bite into an apple. I can't wait to do all that stuff again. 8 more months. 8 more months and I will be ready to eat all my favorite snacks. I'm gonna go snack insane. Huh, so there was a Baldwin in the bottom of the chapel. They're female and a male in here. Don't understand the context of that room necessarily. So that is it. I think we went in every building. Got a little pool here. The whole thing's surrounded by a moat. It's really well designed. There's a lot of like attention to detail. I think the top left corner is probably my favorite little area. What's up with that? So yeah, maybe it comes out of here. I feel like there's definitely monsters that are like subterranean that are like preying on people. But there's also like humans that are either kidnapping and preying on people to feed them to the monsters or to eat them themselves. I don't know, maybe they worship these creatures to such a degree where they also eat people. I don't know. So it's like a symbiotic relationship. Anyway, we've seen it all. Let's go check out their designs. And we're gonna hit the hay. Hopefully y'all can sleep after that. I mean, it's no Visage. By the way, if any of y'all aren't gonna buy Visage, oh, 1 a.m. again, nice. If you're not gonna buy Visage, I strongly recommend you watch someone stream it because it is the graphics in that game are beautiful. And it's just really like intense. It's like an actual psychological horror experience. It's kind of like a horror puzzle game from like a first-person point of view. 1 a.m. again. Some of them are oh, that makes sense. Disguised as humans, yeah. So like spirits that disguise themselves as humans. That makes sense. Visage. Visage, yes. I watched someone play it last night, Joshing Joshua. I'll give a shout out to Joshua. I don't think he's here or anything, but he was playing it. He plays Animal Crossing as well. He actually is working on a horror themed island that has a bunch of little vignettes based around horror movies. He's got a really cool island. I would highly recommend if you're into horror. His stream's got a lot of horror elements. I think he wants to do his next little Animal Crossing project is he's gonna recreate the trailer for Scream in Animal Crossing, which I think is cute. So check him out. They don't have all their designs here. That one, did I even see that one? I don't remember seeing that one. That I don't think I ever saw that. That was probably in the like experiments lab. Massage. Michelle Visage. Yeah, the game's called Visage or Visage, I guess, depending on how you want to pronounce it. It's pretty gruesome, pretty brutal, pretty scary at parts. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not someone who gets like scared. There's some jump scares in there, but it's not something that genuinely made me like frightened. It's just a little crazy seeming at times. So they got their train tracks. This weird eye. Excuse me. Oh, I haven't yawned that big on stream in a while because I've been staying up so late. I don't remember seeing the eye. It's probably in a wall somewhere. Like peeking through the wall. Anyway, that's gonna be it. We're gonna head to bed. So I get to stream till 2 a.m. and still stop at 1 a.m. This is amazing. Love it when the clock rolls back. Absolutely fucking hate it when the clock rolls forward. visage sounds like a slang for an eyeball massage. I could go for like a ocular massage right by the temples there. Sometimes it feels so good when you put pressure in that area. Alright, we gotta switch into some PJs. Get out of our costume. So tomorrow I'll probably be doing Zelda. Most likely a Link to the Past speedrun, or an attempt at speedrunning. I don't know how successful I will be, but I'm gonna try and beat the game within 2 hours. I think it's doable. So that's gonna be my goal for tomorrow night. Eek. If I beat it relatively quickly and early, then I'll probably start Wind Waker after that, but I might, if I do really poorly and I like mess up pretty majorly, I might just like try to fit in a second attempt. Where's the mustache? Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Yeah, it has been a fun night. Been good. I kept it pretty low key. I feel like every Animal Crossing stream is low key. We're gonna go full on PJ outfit tonight. We're going fancy boy pajamas. Got candy, learned emotions, got all the rest of the DIYs. Got to visit Alternatives Town. Got to visit a spooky town. Yeah, it was a good night. Oh wait, are my eyes? They're not black. I need my beady eyes to be black beady eyes. Oh, I also don't want black hair anymore. We're gonna go with red hair for now. All right, y'all. I'm heading to bed. I'm gonna see if there's anyone streaming Animal Crossing that I can send y'all over to if you're not going to bed quite yet. Oh, actually, Butter's on, and Butter's playing Dead by Daylight. I've been kind of into watching Dead by Daylight this month, which I never really watched it a bunch. But I'm gonna send y'all over to Butter because I want to actually watch him play a little Dead by Daylight for 30 minutes or so before I pass out. So thanks for hanging out. I appreciate the company as always. Alternative, Alex, Haley, Kinky, Red Dinosaur. Thank you for the sub, and thank you for hanging out. Who else was here tonight? Who else? Chroma stopped in for a little bit. And I think that is it. But thank y'all for the company. I always appreciate it. Go check Butter out if you feel like watching a little Dead by Daylight, if you think you're going to be up a little bit longer. Butter's funny. Butter is chill. And yeah. Oh, Takato is here as well. Yeah. Yep. Thank you, Alex. Thank y'all for hanging out. Have a great night. I will be back tomorrow night to play a little Zelda. We will be starting Wind Waker at some point next week, so be on the lookout for that. I guess next Friday will be another Among Us night. That seems to be a running thing. Like the one game I've actually scheduled relatively normally seems to be Among Us on Friday nights. Hopefully my next one goes a little more, like I'm a little better at streaming it than I was last night. It was a rough night. But if anyone wants to play, any viewers are welcome to play. I'd love to play with y'all anytime you want. Just let me know if you're down. I have the files for the game and I have the beta files. So you can get in touch with me on Discord if you're interested, for sure. Happy Halloween again. I hope y'all had a fun time with me here tonight. Mwah, mwah. Sleep tight, sweet dreams, and happy Halloween. I'll see you tomorrow night for some Zelda if you want to come around. Bye.